Welcome back guys. In this video I'll be updating my FSR frame generation guide for Skyrim Special Edition. We'll also show you how to use DLSS Force Transformer model in this game. To achieve this I'll be using Puredark's FSR frame generation mod. Unfortunately this mod is not free. You need to subscribe to Puredark's monthly Patreon in order to gain access to their Discord server where the mod file is present. Their monthly subscription costs around $5. It's a one-time payment only. They also have a DLSS frame generation build for this mod, which only works on RTX 40 and 50 series GPUs. I'll be testing the game on my Windows PC that has a Ryzen 50 700X 3D processor and an RTX 2070 Super GPU, so I'll be using their FSR frame generation build. Just to be clear, DLSS Upscaler will only work on RTX GPUs. Every RTX GPU supports DLSS Upscaler. Installation instructions for the mod have been provided on Puredark's Patreon page. I'll give its link in the description. Need to install the mod as any other SKSE plugin using Mod Organizer 2 or Vortex. I'll be using the former. Then we need to make the game run in Borderless instead of full screen mode. I'll show you this in the later part of the video. Check if you have dxgi.dll file in the game folder. If so, download the modified Reshade from Puredark's Discord server and replace the dxgi.dll file. I'm not using Reshade, but I'll still complete this step. Enable VSYNC for Skyrim SE.exe file in NVIDIA control panel. Launch the game and press End keyboard key to open the mods menu. Now when you open the mod menu for the first time, you will be required to go through an authentication process. Otherwise you won't be able to access the mod settings. In the mod menu you will see an authenticate button. Just click on it. It will open a browser window that will take you to Patreon's website. Make sure you're signed to your Patreon page. Patreon will ask for your permission. Click on allow. This will complete the authentication process. Then return to the game and press the end key again. This will open the mods menu and you will have access to all of its settings. We need to set depth of field all the way to the left. Basically disable it from the game's in-game settings. Turn off ENB, edge anti-aliasing and depth of field. I'm not using ENB, so I'll just skip this step. We need to set the FPS cap in the mod menu to half of our display's max refresh rate value -1. For example, if our display supports up to 140Hz refresh rate, just set the FPS cap to 71. Or you can use ENB's FPS limiter instead. Other things, if you use Reshade, you need to download the modified version that Puredark posted on their Discord server. Note that you can't change quality level at runtime. You'll need to change it in the INI and restart the game. I'll show you how to do this in the later part of the video when I'll be switching from DLSS to DLAA. Important, if you are using SSE display tweaks, open SSE display tweaks.ini and set full screen equal to false and borderless upscale equal to false. Remember to remove the hash symbol before them or they won't take effect. I'm not using SSE display tweaks, so I'll be using this method to switch to borderless display mode. Just need to set B full screen to 0 in Skyrim prefs.ini file. Now I'll be downloading the required files. First we have the mod itself. Just open Puredark's Discord server. Make sure your Discord account is linked to your Patreon account. After subscribing to Puredark's Patreon, you'll automatically gain access to their Discord server. Just click on Skyrim Beta Access under Download section. Scroll down to the bottom. Here you'll find Skyrim Upscaler FSR 3 Build 05 Hotfix 2. This build will even work on Intel and AMD based GPUs, but you won't be able to use DLSS Upscaler. Instead of DLSS, just use XeSS or FSR. Just click on the blue link. Now I'll be downloading the custom Reshade file. Scroll up a bit until you find Reshade 6.3.3.zip file. There it is, custom Reshade. Click on it, download will start. Now just download Mod Organizer 2 from Nexus Mods website. Need to have a free Nexus Mods account in order to download any stuff from here. Click on Files. Download the latest version of Mod Organizer. Click on Manual Download here. Then click on Slow Download. Download will start. Now I'll be downloading Skyrim Script Extender. I'll be using Puredark's mod with the Steam version of Skyrim Special Edition. I'll show you its game version. Select the game in your Steam library. Right click, Manage, Browse Local File. Just highlight the game's exe file. There it is. Version 1.6.1170.0. Now go to SKSE's website. Game version is mentioned here, 1.6.1170. This is it. Click on download 7z file next to it. We also need to use address library for SKSE plugins. You can download it from Nexus Mods. I'll give its link in the description of the video. Click on files here. Now click on manual download under all-in-one 1.6.x, not 1.5.x. This one. Click on slow download. Puredark Mod comes with DLSS Upscaler version 3.7.2. I'll manually update it to the latest version, that is 3.10.2.1. You can download the latest version from Tech Power Up's website and just click on download here. Click on any of these servers, download will start. In order to verify the details of DLSS Upscaler like its version and model preset, I'll be using DLSS Debug overlay. We'll enable it by executing this registry code provided by Emos. Just copy the lines. Create a new text file anywhere on your PC. Name it anything you want. I'll just name it as overlay. Change the extension from .txt to .reg. Hit enter. Yes. Select, right click, open with notepad. Paste the lines here. Click on file, click on save, close and run this registry file. This will enable the DLSS debug overlay. If you want to disable it, just replace the number 4 here with 0. Click on file, click on save, close and run this file. I'll revert the change as I want to enable the DLSS debug overlay. Run. Okay. We are done here. Before installing the mod, I'll show you the game settings. Launch the game. Games launcher. Click on options here. Resolution. I'm using full HD. Now just disable anti-aliasing. Don't use DLAA. This produces some ghosting around a equipped item or weapon. Off. Detail. I'll just use ultra preset. This game's FPS is capped at 60. Click on advanced. These are the settings that come with the ultra preset. Not changing anything from here. Okay. Start the game. We are in. This is the town of Whiterun. Now just pause the game. Press the escape keyboard key. Open the display settings from here. Settings, display. Scroll down to the end. Here you'll find depth of field setting. And just set it to nil. Move the slider to the left. Extreme left. That's it. We are done here. Here you can see the FPS is capped at 60. GPU load is close to 40%. We have more than enough free GPU resources for the mod to work properly. After exiting the game, just open File Explorer, then click on Documents here. Open My Games folder. In this directory, look for a folder name Skyrim Special Edition. There it is. Open it. Now open Skyrim prefs.ini file. In this ini file, look for a line name. Be full screen. It's set to 1 by default. You just need to set it to 0. Be borderless equal to 1. Set by default. Click on File. Click on Save. That's it. Close. Now open NVIDIA control panel. Click on Manage CD Settings. Click on Program Settings from this drop down bar. Select Skyrim. Scroll down to the bottom. Enable VSYNC from here. My monitor is G-Sync compatible. I'll enable the corresponding settings for it. Click on Setup G-Sync and enable the following settings. Enable G-Sync, G-Sync compatible. Enable for full screen mode. Enable settings for the selected display model. I also enable G-Sync indicator. This is optional. Click on display here. Check this setting. G-Sync compatible indicator. Enabling hardware accelerated GPU scheduling setting is not a mandatory requirement for this mod, but if you have an RTX GPU, it's recommended to enable it. Right click anywhere on the desktop, click on display settings, then click on graphics. Click on advanced graphics settings. Enable hardware accelerated GPU scheduling setting from here. If your monitor supports VRA, enable this setting as well. Variable refresh rate. Now I'll install SKSE. Just open its archive file. Open the folder present inside this archive file. Copy all of the files and folders present in this folder. Open the games installed directory. And just paste them here. Now just launch the game by executing this exe file SKSE 64_loader. Once you are in the menu, exit the game. Quit. Time to install Mod Organizer to run its exe file. I accept. Next. Specify the directory where you want to install it. I'll use the default directory. Next. Next. Installation complete. check this setting, launch mod organizer, click on finish. Need to create a new instance. Next, I'll create a portable instance. Select the game from here. There's Skyrim Special Edition. Select the platform. In my case, it's Steam. Automatic archive invalidation setting checked. Next. Connect your Nexus Mods account. Optional. Finish. It's up to you if you want to see the tutorial. I'll click on no. Use old categories defaults. Finally, we are in. It will automatically show you SKSE here. Now I'll be installing Puredark mod. Just click on this icon here. Second one, install a new mod from an archive. Navigate to the directory where Puredark mod file is present. In my case, it's downloads, Sky, mod. There's the mods archive file. Double click. Click on OK here. Now just check the box next to Skyrim Upscaler FSR. This will activate Puredark mod. Now we need to install all-in-one address library. Click on the second icon again. Navigate to a directory where all-in-one address library's archive file is present. In my case, it's downloads, Sky folder, address library folder. There's the archive file that I'm looking for, all-in-one address library. Double click. OK. Check the box next to it, all-in-one address library. Active mods are shown here. Total count 2. Now I'll install custom Reshade file. Open its archive file. Copy this DLL file DXGI. Just need to paste it in the game's install directory. Right here. Now I'll show you how to update the mods upscaler from version 3.7 to 3.10.2.1. Just open the upscaler's archive file that you downloaded earlier. Copy this DLL file nvngx_dlss.dll. Open mod organizer 2. Select Skyrim Upscaler FSR. Right click. Then click on open in Explorer. Open upscaler based plugin folder. Paste the DLL file here. There's the older version. We will replace it with the latest version. Replace. Check the version. Yeah, it's the latest one. Now don't launch the game from Steam store. Just run it via mod organizer 2. Otherwise Puredark mod won't load. We are in. First I'll remove this Reshade menu prompt. Just press the home keyboard key. Click on skip tutorial here. Reshade's FPS counter is enabled by default, so I'll just disable it. Click on settings here. Scroll down to the end. Uncheck this setting, show FPS. Yeah, the FPS counter is gone. Close the menu by pressing the home keyboard key again. Now open Puredark mod menu by pressing the end keyboard key. I have already gone through the authentication process. This is why I have access to all of the mod settings. Now check out the DLSS debug overlay in the bottom left corner. Model preset used is F. Auto exposure setting is off. In order to activate DLSS force transformer model, we need to set the model preset to K. In order to do that, just click on the drop down bar next to DLSS preset and select default. Yeah, model preset changed to K. This mod supports DLSS, XeSS and FSR 3.1 upscalers. Select DLSS if you have an RTX GPU. Quality level cannot be changed from here. We need to change it from the upscaler's INI file. I'll show you this in the later part of the video when I'll be switching to DLAA. Expand advanced settings. From here, check this setting, use auto exposure. Rest of the settings are left as they are. Enable frame generation setting, disable for the time being. Enable hotfix setting on. Upscaler enabled as well. Base resolution 720p. Upscale to full HD resolution. It's the quality level of DLSS upscaler. Your auto exposure setting is on. I forgot to show you the step where we need to apply an FPS cap. Just need to set the value to half of our display's max refresh rate value, -1. My display supports up to 240Hz refresh rate, so I have applied an FPS cap of 119. Click on the bar next to FPS cap before FG. Type the value. Hit enter. That's it. Okay, now I'm in the town of Whiterun. This is the game running without frame generation. Here FPS is locked at 58. Image quality is looking so sharp. This is amazing. Playing the game from first person perspective. This is how you should be playing the game. Not observing any graphical artifacts, no ghosting around a equipped item. GPU load is close to 40%. I'll just switch to the third person mode. Yeah. It's a smooth experience. Just observe a character's shadow. No artifacts produced around it. Enabling FSR frame generation can produce some artifacts around the shadow. We'll see. I'll just enable it now. Open the mod menu. Check this setting, enable frame generation. Oh no, by mistake I attacked a guard. Now they are attacking me. All hell broke loose. Yeah, FPS increased to around 180. I'll just reload the checkpoint. Back to the game. Yeah, FPS increased to around 118. Can observe the added amount of smoothness. Frame generation smoothing effect is working properly. Playing the game from a first person perspective. Not observing any ghosting around my equipped item, the weapon. Yeah, game's HUD elements are not flickering, but the DLSS debug overlay is flickering. After verifying the details of the upscaler, you can just disable the DLSS debug overlay. Just switch to third person mode. There you go. Everything is working very nicely. Just observe a character shadow. Just sprint around. Looking a bit blurry. Nothing extreme. I've seen shadows looking worse than this in some games with official FSR frame generation implementation. GPU load is close to 60% only, so I'll just switch to DLAA. Before that, I'll disable DLSS debug overlay. Just need to edit the registry file that we created earlier. Open with Notepad. Replace number 4 with 0. Click on file, click on save, close. Run this registry file. Yes, okay. Now I'll switch to DLAA. Just open mod organizer. Select Skyrim Upscaler FSR. Right click, then click on open in Explorer. Open SKSE folder. Open plugins folder. Open Skyrim Upscaler.ini file using Notepad. From here we need to change the value of M quality level. By default it is set to 2, which corresponds to quality. Here you can see the value for DLAA. It's 5. Just replace number 2 with 5. And we are done. The process is that simple. Click on file, click on save. We are ready to run the game. We are in. This is Whiterun. Everything is looking so sharp, so clean. This is amazing. DLAA. Look at the foliage. GPU load is close to 66%. Not a big increase in GPU load. Close to 70% now. I'll load another area. Open world. Show you some combat as well. I'm standing at the entrance of Bleak Falls Temple. DLSS debug overlay is gone, but you can check the base resolution and upscaler resolution from Puredark Mod menu. Full HD. DLAA is working. Yeah, you can see the quality level here, native. That work. I'll show you some combat. Excellent performance. Look at the textures, so sharp. It's amazing. This person attacked me. Switch to the third person mode. Wild swing. Landed. So good to see DLSS 4 transformer model working in Skyrim. Don't need to purchase the game again. FSR frame generation works nicely as well. It's an easy way to bypass the game 60 FPS cap. So that's it for the video guys. I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.